What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a 7 round mock draft for my favorite team, the Washington Commanders. They're looking like a top five pick. I think the best they can do is two. The farthest they could probably fall is around 10. I don't see them winning more than one, maybe two games between the Jets and Rams. Rams look a little bit better, so that's good. I am one of those fans that's pulling for them to lose out so we can get the best pick possible. With 90 million in cap space, new GM, new coach, all of that. So I was really interested to see what I could come away with in a 7 round mock draft. I reset it multiple times. Just I think these are the most likely top three picks, not necessarily to those teams, but I think people will trade into the top three for those three players, which leaves Washington at four, getting to decide what they want to do with it. I think the most likely pick, if they stay, is to take one of the top offensive tackles, whoever they view as the best one, be it Fashanu or Joe Walt. I think there's a strong possibility they trade back to accumulate some more. We could see what happens. Let's say we wanted to drop back with the Jets. Maybe the Jets want to move up for an offensive tackle to protect Aaron Rodgers. Blindside, so we'll give up four. We'll try to get their seventh and a first next year, and maybe a super late pick. They're only moving up three spots, so I don't see it being a ton. But if we can get another first, it was declined. So let's just pick. We made our attempt. Let's just go ahead and pick. I'm going to take Fashanu. I just think that he's got the higher upside of the tackles, and we're going to let it ride to the second round. So they've got two second-round picks. Their biggest needs are, there's needs everywhere. But we've addressed offensive line. They desperately need pass rushers since they traded away Young and Sweat, although I do maintain that I think that was the right move. You couldn't sign both of them. There's already so much money invested on the defensive line between Sweat and Payne and Allen. I think they've got to address edge rusher sometime in this draft. I'm not against them taking a quarterback in this draft. If they fall in love with a Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix is here right now, then I'm not against that. Competition is good. I like Sam Howell. I think that he is a starter in the league. But would you rather, let's talk about established commodities, would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Patrick Mahomes? I think that you're looking at Sam Howell right now. We don't know. Anybody that says they know that he's the guy is wrong. Anybody that says they know that he's not is wrong. There's too much up and down. I don't think that the defense has been complimentary. EB has done a lot for him, but I think that he's smart enough. He can definitely learn from a new offensive coordinator. There has to be a more balanced run attack. So let's see what our options are. Wide receiver is not out of the question. Curtis Samuel is going to be a free agent. I think that there's a good chance that he goes somewhere else, goes somewhere to try to win. Someone else is probably going to be able to offer him, or is probably going to be willing to offer him more money. Safety. Cameron Kinchens out of Miami is a top tier prospect. Tuamalo, I have no idea if I said that right, but JT out of Ohio State. Obviously we got Chase Young, who wasn't elite, but look at the Bosa brothers out of Ohio State. Edge rushers from Ohio State have been pretty successful in the recent past. Corner is a need. Yes, needs everywhere. I think edge rush, corner, and we already addressed offensive line are the top needs. Linebacker is absolutely a need. It's what they list here as our top need. It to me is an undervalued position, and I also have a target that I want to go after in the third round that I think is going to be a great linebacker. Interior offensive line seems to be the value right here, unless we want to go safety. We've gone offensive tackle in the first. I also really like Bo Nix, but he's old. If Bo Nix is there at the next pick, I'm taking him. But I'm going to go ahead and get Graham Barton, guard out of Duke. So, address the offensive line. You build from the inside out, is my opinion. We're here. Look at that. Bo Nix went 2 picks before us, so we can't get him. I think Michael Penix is solid. Shedeur Sanders is all but locked to go back to school, so I'm not going to consider him here. I think we got to go defense here, and I'm looking at Kitchens or I'm looking at JT out of Ohio State. And I think we're going to go edge rusher just to address the greater need. I like Derek Forrest. I think there's a chance that they re-sign Cam Curl. to be good to go on, well, not good to go, but be better off at the safety position than we are at edge rush. James Smith-Williams, Casey Toohill are both free agents. KJ Henry has shown me something. I think that he can be a really, really good rotational player, if not a potential low end starter in the league. Would love to see what we can do with a defensive coordinator that schemes up a little bit more pressure. So picking here in the third round, I do have an idea for where I want to go at linebacker, but I think he'll be there at the end of the third round. So I really like Ja'Tavion Sanders out of Texas. He appears to be here a good amount. Tight end is definitely a need. I don't think they signed Logan Thomas to let him walk based on the money. Should be able to save a good amount there. They really like Armani Rogers, who had to go on IR this year. Super athletic, high-end potential. Ja'Tavion Sanders can do a little bit more blocking than him or Cole Turner. So I'm going to go tight end right here. Brock Bowers in the first would be amazing to have if you could guarantee yourself a starter offensive tackle. And so much is going to depend on what they do in free agency, right? Like if they sign the top offensive tackle, whoever that is. I haven't started looking at free agency yet. Then maybe they can afford to go Brock Bowers in the first. Or maybe they trade back a couple spots to get him. No, I don't want any of those trades. And to me, as far as the trades go, I think it's going to be either they trade back or they pick and then they trade into the end of the first round to pick up somebody else that they want to have a fifth-year option on. Potentially a quarterback like a Bo Nix, or if Jaden Daniels falls. I think there's a lot of possibility with what this GM's going to do, and I'm excited to trust a GM that's not in a coach-centric model. I won't get into Ron Rivera on this video, but so into the third, this is where I told you I wanted to go linebacker, and I'm going to go with Peyton Wilson out of NC State. He was your Dick Butkus Award winner, the Bednarik Award winner, consensus All-American. The knocks against him, he'd be a first-round pick most likely if he didn't have such a bad injury history and wasn't 23 or 24 years old. He's been in college a long time, but he is elite athleticism. He is a great run stopper, good pass rusher, had 6 pass defenses this year, 4 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6. Leader, like captain for several years. He's just the top of the top for linebacker prospects in my opinion. And the fact that he's going to be there in the third, that's where I'm going every time. So now we just kind of are going to go best player available that we determine as the best player. Cameron Ward, Washington State, is not coming out of the class. He's already said that he's transferring, and by the time this video comes out, he might have already chosen where he's going. Javon Bullard out of Georgia. We do need a defensive back for sure. A bunch of D tackles right here appear to be the top position. McKinley Jackson out of A&M is the top prospect according to them, and would appear to be great value. But I just feel like we need to prioritize the secondary, especially because I think Kendall Fuller is a free agent. And I don't know what he will want to do. So I'm going to go with Bullard here. We're going to get a corner, and we're going to keep moving on. First round that we didn't have 2 picks in, so had to wait a full round to get back. We're back up in the 5th round. So we've gone 2 on the offensive line, D-line, linebacker. So we've addressed the 3 layers of the defense and a tight end. I wonder what wide receivers are here. Ricky Pearsall out of Florida is solid. I really like Michael Sturdivant out of UCLA. In all likelihood, he'll be here in in a round or 2. Jermaine Burton, it's hard to go wrong with Alabama wide receivers. They don't have anything about him. I was hoping that they'd have something. I think I kind of want to go with Sturdivant. So, of course they have his information. But anyway, he's a big body wide receiver, and they just don't have that. They've got speed. Terry's a mix of everything. He's about 6 foot, 6'1" maybe. And then you've got Dotson, who's the speedster, who I really hope comes into his own. His rookie season was really promising. But I'm going to go Sturdivant here. And it might be a little bit of a reach, but it's, in my opinion, a big position of need, and we wanted to go ahead and get him. Defensive tackles are here. I really want to see Ricky Stromberg or Tyler Larson. Those be the two competing for the starting center position. I think that is perfectly fine. So I'm going to go defensive tackle here, probably one of these top guys. Tyler Davis out of Clemson or Nugent out of Michigan. Both are, or sorry, that's center Jordan Jefferson out of LSU. Both are, pretty strong powerhouse, Power 5 guys. I'm going to go with Clemson, though, Tyler Davis. And right now we're throwing darts. We're in the 6th and 7th round. I think Antonio Gibson doesn't get re-signed. I think he's going to look to go somewhere where he can be the guy. They're going to, probably bring in some free agents or address it late in the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with Ray Davis from Kentucky. At least get some special teams play out of him. Potentially be your third back. And so this is the draft. This is what we've got. I feel like we addressed some needs. I feel like we got some good value. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Who would you go with first overall? I really want to know what you want to do in the first round. But I appreciate y'all being here. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing, and I'll see y'all next time.